Hello, my name is Shiro, and I wanted to talk about the recent boycott Infinity Nikki slash Infold situation. So, yeah, my qualifications are that I've been playing video games forever, like ever since I can remember, and I am studying video game development, more specifically art for video games. Although I'm not an expert, I do know a little bit of what I'm talking about, maybe. Okay, so before we even get started talking about the boycott situation or why people want to boycott the game, I think it's important to note that I think Infinity Nikki is a one of a kind game right now. I don't know any other games that are dress up games, like girly games that have such a big world to explore, that are getting so many updates, that have like a main storyline, side quests, like styling battles, have like a huge collection of outfits, and like the amazing photography system. So I think we need to take that into account. The main problem that people have with the game is the gacha system, which is not a problem that is exclusive to Infinity Nikki, as a lot of games nowadays rely on gacha systems and using the free to play game, but then having smaller micro transitions and stuff like that to actually make money from the game. The video game industry has been really complicated as of lately, and I don't think we need to dwell into that much because that would be a long conversation, but it's something that we need to take into consideration. And recently, the system of having free to play games with things that you can buy in them has been working out the best. And although some people disagree with it, some people think that it's predatory, it kind of relies on some bad strategies, like making the players feel like they're missing out on stuff. It's not exclusive to Infinity Nikki, and for as many negatives as it also has the positive that it makes the game a lot more accessible than having to pay full price. And although some people feel like you need to spend a lot of money to participate in the gacha and collect all the outfits, there's still a lot of free to play options out there. And I think a lot of people forget because we're already later in the game, but we have obviously this Camelmatic, which is not a fan favorite. Unfortunately, it is quite hard to get outfits there, but it's something that uses blings, which you're constantly getting in the story in the game, and it is a way to get items as a free to play without having to use the gacha mechanics. We also have Marque's shop and the smaller shops that are scattered across the world. The things that you unlock throughout the story and with the side quests, the sketches that you find in chests and you craft, and the outfits that you get free while participating in events, the amazing and beautiful free outfits in the shop that are completely free and that are adorable. I do understand why people are upset about the gacha, but I don't think boycotting is gonna work. At the end of the day, Infinity Nikki is a game that needs to make money so that the people that are working on the game can, get paid, be employed. We have to remember that the outfits from the banner are not even necessary to play the game, to complete the main story or anything like that. I see a lot of people comparing Infinity Nikki gacha to Genshin Impact gacha. Genshin, a lot of times you're pulling for characters because you need like better characters to progress through the story, and also I think it's a lot more grindy and it takes a lot more effort to evolve those characters than it is to just get an outfit in Infinity Nikki. Like, you get the outfit and you can evolve it, but you don't even necessarily have to. Another thing that I want to discuss is that the prices, I don't think, are that bad being a dress up game. and you can get outfits for as cheap as €1. Like the nurse outfit is €1. The other ones you can get two for €6 if it's like your first time purchasing, or one outfit for €6. I don't think that is that bad, especially if you compare it to cosmetics in other games. In Overwatch, for example, if you want to get a skin, like a singular skin for a character, it's gonna cost you like around €20 to get an outfit. And if you want to get a premium battle pass, around €10 for a few skins on a game. That's not even dress up related. The skins are really just a bonus, and it is more expensive than in a dress up game, where that is like one of the main aspects of the game, is having outfits and collecting outfits. So I think that's something to take into consideration. And I'm not an expert, but I think like on Marvel Rivals or on Fortnite, the prices are around the same as Overwatch. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, so I feel like Infinity Nikki prices are not even that crazy. So I think the main reasons why people want to boycott Infinity Nikki is because of the gacha, or the gacha being expensive, and also some people are talking about lack of content, which I highly disagree. I think the game has so much content, from the main story, the side quests, the event quests. Like, there is so much to do. People have more time, they can dedicate more time into playing the game, and they end up doing the quests faster and unlocking stuff faster. But overall, there's so much content, and we are constantly getting new patches and new updates that have even more content, more storyline, more side quests. There's so much. I think the problem is that everyone is just speed running through the main story, the quests, the event quests, because people just want to get the diamonds as fast as possible so you can do more pulls as fast as possible. Because the FOMO mainly comes from the community. As soon as the new banner releases, there's always people already posting the full outfits and the full evolutions, and I don't know how they do it, but it happens. You see people posting the new banner outfits, and you see how cute they are, and you see how nice they can style it, and you want to do it as well. So then everyone starts trying to get it as fast as possible. Currently, today, we still have like 15 days left. There is still a lot of diamonds that you can get by just doing the daily tasks, which don't even take that long. I think there's no need to rush. I think we could all slow down a bit, appreciate the game more. It would be more fun if you're playing for fun and you're enjoying the game, instead of just playing to get the outfits and playing to gamble with a gacha and get upset or disappointed when you don't receive the items that you're looking forward to getting. I also think, at least for me, my personal experience, what happened was that I got a lot of spoilers online. I was progressing at my own pace. Maybe I was going a bit of a slower pace, or at least in comparison to other people, I was going at a slow pace. But eventually, I started getting spoilers of the ability outfits, of the story, of the characters that you encounter, and then that makes it a bit less special, or a bit less exciting when you do go through the story and you reach those parts of the story, because it's like you already knew what was gonna happen. You already knew what new ability you were gonna unlock, and so then you end up rushing because you already know what's gonna happen. So, like, what's the point of taking it slow and enjoying it when you already got spoiled? And this is not to like throw blame on anyone or anything like that, because obviously it's bound to happen and it's no one's fault. People just play at different paces. But I think that sort of the community ended up making it so everyone started going really fast and progressing really fast and unlocking things really fast, and that made it so all of the free to play stuff got unlocked faster, and then there's not as much to do, or it feels like there's not as much to get and unlock, but there is, and with each update there's more things, and you don't necessarily need to rely on the banners. But even then, with the banners, you can get free pulls by doing the daily quests, by doing the event quests. Like there's a lot of ways to get it. I don't think you have to spend money on the game if you don't want to. Maybe you have to save up more. Maybe it will be more time consuming, or like really difficult to get the 5-star evolutions, but it's also not like you need them to progress throughout the game. So at the end of the day, we do need to realize that Infinity Nikki is a game like many others, and it is relying on a free-to-play system, but it needs to make money somehow to pay the developers. And I think we should think about how many people work behind this game, because like there are so many assets, there are so many outfits, there are so many animations and cutscenes, and people need to get paid for their jobs, and for people to get paid there needs to be money. And I think it's already great that we didn't have to pay full price for a game of this quality, and I think we should be grateful of that. And I'm not saying you can't have any complaints about the game, but I don't think boycotting is gonna fix anything. I think the best that we can do is provide constructive feedback, especially in the surveys. We are lucky enough that Infold provides that for us to give our feedback, so I think we should take advantage of that. We can't get just everything for free, unfortunately, otherwise there wouldn't be a game. Like, yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to say. I think one of the reasons why we should be a bit more patient and not boycott Infinity Nikki just because of the gacha system is because like there's not a lot of games out there like this, like at least not to this scale, like not to this size, not with this amount of like detail in the art, like the amount of things that you have to do in the game. Like there has been a lot of girly games, but recently there hasn't been that much, and there was a huge boom in gaming during the pandemic, and like a great example of that is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Like everyone who played New Leaf knows like how much the game improved. Like the community was already big into like decorating and customizing, but it was very limited in New Leaf, and then New Horizons came out and there was so much more you could do, and then the community and the players did even more, like they went even beyond that, and that is like amazing. And then the game stopped getting updates, and like we noticed a big jump in cozy gaming and more girls playing video games, but there still wasn't a lot of girly and cozy games coming out. Like eventually we got a bunch of them, which a lot of them were also just like farming games. But for example, my Sims games, I have a lot of them. I grew up on them. They're amazing and I love them. And it took so long for us to get this, which it's the same games. Like it is basically the same thing, but a lot of people didn't even know that My Sims existed. And My Sims is like so similar to Animal Crossing, which, you know, is huge, and is similar to Sims, which is huge. Like it's literally related to The Sims, and a lot of people didn't even know it existed. And it took so long for it to come out for the Switch. And just I want there to be more cute, cozy, girly games. So please, please don't boycott the big one that we have right now, because then there won't be more, and we want more. And like also recently, somewhat, another game that I grew up on, the Bratz games. It was a while ago, but we got this. And this was not good. This flopped. This should have been a great dress up game, just like these were, but it wasn't. And like that sucks. It fucking sucks. So like can we please appreciate that we have a good dress up girly game now, and please let's make it happen more and not like boycott the like good things that we have now. Okay, thanks. That's it. Bye.